Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a 2021 Chrysler 300 with all-wheel drive, and we're gonna take it out for a test drive. And this is what our baby looks like. Big, gigantic luxury sedan with our two quad pipes in the back as well too. With our two tailpipes, I mean. Tons of trunk storage and our spare tire down here at the bottom. And if you guys are new here, this is Morty from Hooked on Cars, where we do some car reviews on pretty much anything we can get our hands on, basically. And this is what we have today. 3.6 liter V6 pushing around 300 horsepower and 264 foot-pounds of torque. This powers all four wheels, but it is rear-wheel drive biased, and it's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Let me just quickly pop the hood for you guys to see what our engine looks like. As well, this is the same engine that is in the Dodge Charger and Dodge Challenger, the V6 ones. As you can see, 3.6 liter V6, our Pentastar engine. This is the power plant that drives this car. And this is what our exterior looks like. Very, very nice car. It's like a nice luxury sedan, and I really like it. And it also has remote start, so we're gonna quickly try that out. It won't be a cold start, but it's better than nothing. There's our V6. And if we hop, well, let me show you guys the back. This is what the back looks like. From a comfortable driving position, I still have a ton of room. I also get cup holders over here and some ventilation and some USB cables down here as well too. And if we move to the front, this is what we're working with. A good 6 inches of screen over here that you can connect your phone as well too. This one might not have Apple CarPlay, but we do have a little clock up here as well too, and our gauge cluster. This is what our shifter knob looks like. We're gonna start in regular drive, and for performance driving, we're gonna put it in lower levels for more performance-based driving. But we should get going now. Acceleration is actually pretty quick on this thing though. Has around the same acceleration speed as a Dodge Charger GT and Challenger, which is around, I want to say, 6 seconds ish. 0 to 60 should come around in a good 6 to 7 seconds, depending on weather and the kind of tires you have. Like, you know, all those fun little variables. Turn down the music. And insulation in this thing is decent. It almost feels like a Dodge Charger, but slightly more nimble, if I had to say so. Maybe it's because of the all-wheel drive, but it does feel a little bit more nimble, which is a good thing, because this is a really, really big car. But the way it puts down the power is, I want to say, refreshing. It's nothing revolutionary, it's nothing crazy, but the way it puts down the power and the way it glides around stuff, even though we are technically on really bad roads, it still glides on them really, really effortlessly. Acceleration is not too bad if you're not going full throttle all the way down. And we have to make a turn here, so we're gonna come behind this little garbage truck. But yeah, acceleration is not bad in regular driving mode. Like right now we're in our most comfiest setting. So for example, if we decide to go into our lower level, we instantly downshift, and let's see, because our transmission should be a bit more rigid now. Oh yeah, definitely huge difference when you put it into a sportier setting. The transmission is more aggressive. Everything about it is just so much more extra. which is really nice. I feel like the strongest point for this car is the amount of luxury it gives you for an American car and the power it gives. Of course, you can option this out for a 5.7 liter V8 with the Hemi in it, which of course is gonna be so much more faster and so much more, I wanna say, enjoyable for the regular person. But again, not everyone can handle up to 400 horsepower. So this is a nice good in between for people. Because 400 horsepower is a lot of horsepower for a lot of people. But this one, where it stands right now, is good. And of course, our top speed is gonna be around 260 kilometers an hour. Not like we'll ever reach that kind of top speed. But let's talk about our suspension, for example. Our suspension is really soft, really smooth, glides around everything. And it's honestly just really pleasant to drive. This thing is huge, so it's not gonna be taking corners like a G, like a BMW or anything German. But it is gonna be fun in a straight line and for practical use only, to be honest. So to me, this is just a reskinned Dodge Charger without the rear wheel drive. So no burnouts, no nothing like that. To me, this thing is just a reskinned Dodge Charger. And honestly, I honestly don't mind it. Probably goes around for the exact same baseline price as everything else. But if we decided to test how our sound system is, because I know it has a huge subwoofer in the back.
Save more, you can explore more. Book with your travel agent or...
Yeah, this thing is kind of loud. Oh, that's an M3 over there. I really want to drive one of those eventually, but we'll get there. For the time being, we're going to be sticking to base models because that's all we can get our hands on. But you know what? We should try the cruise control on this thing, which is honestly going to be... Unfortunately, we don't get to do a highway driving, so I can't test out the cruise control. But everything else in between, from the acceleration and braking... Let me open up the window just a little bit so you can hear what this thing sounds like just a little bit. Because even though it is a V6, it still sounds decent for a little V6. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it's a simple V6. And if you want to mod it, I'm pretty sure you can. You can put body kits on this car. There's a ton of aftermarket support. And this person can't seem to find their lane. That is unfortunate. Okay, lower level. Gonna slow down a little bit. So again, not bad. The acceleration is still pretty decent. The fuel is still there. But since it's a V6, it's gonna be lacking in that extra power that it needs to be propelling a car that is this huge. And of course, we have blind spot monitoring. You guys definitely heard that, for example. If we try to switch our lanes with a car way too close to us, it will give us a warning. But other than that, this car is super simple, but efficient at what it does. If you want a simple cruiser for long rides, this will do the job. I want to see how this thing will perform in the winter, for example. But other than that, this is just a quick little review of my experience with this vehicle. Again, I've only had it for like a few minutes, almost an hour almost. So it's not bad at all. Things I wish they would improve on. Honestly, for a base model, I think this is perfect where it is almost. Like, it's literally perfect where it is. If you don't want the stigma that comes with having a Dodge Charger, we all know the memes, we all know the stereotypes of having a Dodge Charger. I would recommend you get this one because you won't get as stereotyped as hard, even though it's basically the same car underneath. This is like a Dodge Charger with a nicer suit on, basically. That's basically what this is. So, if you want, it's basically just, I got what to call, I zoned out when I saw the cop over there. But anyways. And we also get some sensors as well too. Alright guys, this has been Morty with a Chrysler 300 all-wheel drive, the base model. Take it easy, still no sunroof, and take care. Peace.